Hi everyone, I'm True Soul, and this is my Star Wars Black Series Trooper Wishlist. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing this for a while now, mostly because there are so many different types of soldiers and troopers in the Star Wars universe, and when it comes to Black Series, they've only really scraped the surface, so I just thought I'd do a list of some stormtroopers or clone troopers or droids or rebels that I want to see in the future. I'm not really gonna go in any in particular order, so I don't want to waste too much time. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it. First up on my list is the Clone ARC Trooper. Now, for some of you, you might already be saying that technically they already made a Clone ARC Trooper because Fives is a Clone ARC Trooper. But more specifically, I kind of would like a Clone ARC Trooper more similar to the ones that you see in Battlefront 2. Because I know those ARC Troopers, they have I think they have two shoulder, I don't know what you call them. I'll show a picture up, but they're the little flaps on the side of the shoulders. Rex only has one. So I kind of like the ones that have two on their shoulders. I wouldn't really like any in particular signature one. Maybe if they made a Fives or an Echo as an ARC Trooper, then I'd be okay with that. But I'd be perfectly fine with a default clone ARC Trooper. So that's my first one. Next up is the Clone Jet Trooper, which in terms of media other than video games, you don't see Clone Jet Troopers a whole lot. I personally was very fond of the Clone Jet Trooper that they had back in Star Wars Battlefront 1, and that's the classic Star Wars Battlefront 1. I'll show a picture. But that was always one of my favorite classes to play with because they had the gun that you could shoot at the droideka and turn off their shields. Yeah, but those were always really fun. I thought it would be pretty cool to have a Clone Jet Trooper because they already made a Imperial Jet Trooper, so why not make a Jet Trooper for the Republic? Next up, we have the Clone Commando, which is also from Star Wars Battlefront. I have a lot of troopers here that you can see in Star Wars Battlefront 2, but yeah, I don't think normally they're supposed to be a plain white. I remember there being a Clone Commando Squad for those of you who maybe played that game, Star Wars Republic Commando, I think it's called. But yeah, I'd pretty much be down to have any of those Clone Commandos in any of the colors. Even if they did make a plain one, I'd probably still get it, even though that one's probably the most boring for me personally. But yeah, I'd really like to have one of those. Alright, next up on my list is the Imperial Inferno Squad Trooper, which is also from Star Wars Battlefront 2. When it comes to this one, I don't know. I guess if I had to pick one of the members of the Inferno Squad, I'd probably want Iden Versio or Dale. I don't really care about the other guy. I think there was a third guy there, but I don't really care about him. But I always thought that their outfits were way more cooler than the standard Imperial Stormtroopers or the Imperial pilots. So it's kind of a hybrid between both of them. But yeah, I think that would be pretty cool to have. And yeah, I think I had mentioned that in another video, but I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, don't ramble on too much, let me keep going. The next one on my list is one that most people might not even know existed, because now it's not canon anymore. And that is the Clone Assassin. Now, for those of you who, back in the day, whenever Star Wars Revenge of the Sith was first coming out, there was a video game called Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, the video game. And in that game, there was a mission where I think you had to play with Obi-Wan, and you went back to the Jedi Temple, and there were these Force-sensitive, ninja-like stormtroopers. And they had blades on their wrists and stuff. And they were jumping around, and they were immune to Force abilities and stuff. And I always thought they were really cool. I think that video game is the only place you really see them. That, and they had a few back in the day with Classic Battlefront 2. They had a few mods where you could put them in the game. But I always thought those guys looked so cool. It made me kind of sad because nowadays that video game is not considered canon whatsoever. So those clothes don't exist. So this thing on the list has probably is the least likely to ever get made. But it would be so cool if they actually made it. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be on my wish list. Man, you know, if I was good at toy customization, I could probably make a custom clone assassin. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. Okay, let me stop rambling about that. Let me move on to the next one. Next is the Endor Rebel Trooper. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, this means the Rebel soldiers, the outfits that they wore on Endor in episode 6, I believe it is. I always kind of like those guys because their outfits kind of always had like a camouflage kind of look to them. So I always thought that those guys were pretty cool. But when it comes to the Rebels, I actually wouldn't mind, I wouldn't mind too much if it was like from Endor, if it was the outfits that they wore when they were on Hoth. I'd be down with any outfit for the Rebels, because right now I just have a Vanguard at the moment. I don't think I did a review of it, but I recently got a Vanguard. You'll see it in my next Star Wars update video. But yeah, definitely need some more like Rebel soldiers. And also, it actually would be kind of cool if they made a few like female variants, but kind of like how they have in Battlefront. Because most of the time, if they make a Rebel Trooper, it's always the generic looking guy. So I think a few female variants would actually be kind of cool. Alright, moving on from that. Next on my list is the Commando Droid. For those of you who don't know, the Commando Droids, they were featured in Star Wars The Clone Wars, the show. They're like the really skinny black ones with swords, and they jump around and like smack you. If you play Battlefront 2, you probably know what I'm talking about. But yeah, recently they've been making some battle droids lately. So this one's actually a little bit more likely. They'll most likely make the Super Battle Droid and the Droideka before they even think about making this. But I thought it was worth mentioning on my personal list. And yeah, that's pretty much all the ones I got on my list. I could have made this a lot longer because there's just so many different troopers and soldiers and stuff that I still, for those of you who haven't watched my first wish list video, I had talked about I wanted a Naboo guard, which I know that seems kind of unlikely. I know recently they've been announcing a lot of Attack of the Clone figures, which is cool. So who knows, maybe we might get some Phantom Menace stuff. So that would be cool. But yeah, I could literally go on forever, but I'm not going to because this would be a very long video. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Comment down below what type of troopers, whether they're clone troopers, stormtroopers, droids, rebels, or some other type of soldier I'm not thinking about. Comment down below what you would like to see Star Wars Black Series make. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Be sure to follow me on Twitter so you can stay updated whenever I upload a video. And you can get to see a few pics of different action figures before I even post them up on YouTube. With that said, be sure to like, subscribe, and go to my channel to check out other videos. Catch you later.